Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new around here, my name is Sarah, and today I'm kind of just like clean and chat with you all. If you have watched any of my videos, I'm in my main living room right now, and over in the corner I keep this basket where we kind of just like throw miscellaneous toys that get brought up here from the basement, and I only tackle this every once in a while. I don't really like to like dump it out and sort it and get it put back where it belongs. So right now it's nap time. My older kids are still at school, and I figured that I would just go ahead and tackle this and do like a little clean and chat with me. I haven't done this on my channel yet, and I have noticed that my cleaning videos seem to be my most popular videos. So I wanted to incorporate a little bit of cleaning and let you just know a little bit more about like what's going on in my life right now. That way you can get to know me better as a creator. I know that I personally love to hear like voiceovers or just get to know like the creators that I watch in a more personal way on their videos. So I wanted to kind of do the same here, plus actually accomplish a task. So this is my power hour cleaning time, and today we're gonna power hour clean and chat and organize this bin. So, with that being said, okay, that actually gives me major anxiety. I don't really like, I don't like it when things get like poured out like that, like the KonMari method actually stresses me out. But I'm gonna go through this and I'm just gonna kind of make like piles and sort it, and then add some Kroger bags that I'm gonna put those piles into. That way I can transfer them to my basement easily. But while I'm doing this, I'm just gonna chat with you all. So if you are new around here, like I said, my name's Sarah. I'm a mommy to 5. So my oldest is 9 and my youngest is 1. And they kind of stair step in between there. So it's 9, 8, 5, 3, and 1. So I have a lot going on. I mean, every day it's just a lot of mom life. I am a stay-at-home mom, and I'm blessed with that. We do have to make sacrifices so I can be a stay-at-home mom. We are by no means like super rich or anything like that. We've just made like a lot of cuts within our budget, and we don't buy a lot of fancy things. My kids don't do every single extracurricular. Like, we make sacrifices so that I can stay home is basically what I'm saying with that. But on this channel, I produce a lot of like, I just call it like mommy lifestyle videos, like just typical things that moms do every day. So I have a lot of cleaning videos, grocery hauls. My favorite thing to produce is vlogs, but I feel like people don't really know me very well yet. So those videos don't necessarily do as well yet. That's why I'm kind of right now just attempting to sit here and clean with you, chat with you, let you know a little bit more about me. But I will say that my cleaning videos are my most popular. So with that being said, I think that for the next month, I'm going to try to do a lot more cleaning videos. My channel has grown a lot. I just started it in December, and it's grown pretty well, but I have noticed that my audience prefers my cleaning videos. So I think for just this month, I'm going to do mostly cleaning. A lot of those will have voiceovers. I do like to chit chat with you all and let you know more about like what's going on in my life. Those are the kind of videos I like to watch. So then therefore that's the kind that I like to produce. But I am trying to stick to a schedule right now of posting every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And for the most part, I have been able to stick with that. Every once in a while, I realize that I don't have a video ready for that day, and that's perfectly fine. I'm really not stressing myself out about it. YouTube to me has just been like a great outlet. It's been a great way for me to kind of just like be myself and like put like a little bit of like a creative outlet into normal mom life. So on the daily, I have 3 kids at home with me all day, except for the few days that Paxton goes to preschool. So I have 3 little boys at home with me all day, every day, hence the swords and the guns and the dinosaurs. I mean, it's like boy world up in here. I do have one little princess in the mix, but the boy toys kind of overwhelm her toys, which is fine. But my life on the daily with them is pretty crazy. I mean, sometimes it's like super sweet and sometimes it's super crazy, and I have toddlers and I have a baby, so you know, it's all just mixed in. And I will say that I am super excited that winter is almost done. One, because I hate cold weather, and two, because I feel like my house has been sick this entire winter. Like last year, I don't know what I did different, but my kids like did not get sick. And this year it's been like one sickness right after another, right after another. And when you have 5 kids, it just passes down. So then like a sickness, instead of lasting like 3 days, lasts like 3 weeks by the time it works through all of them. So I'm over it at this point, for sure. I am so over it. So I'm hoping that summer brings good weather and no more sickness. Right now, allergies are kind of high, but we're working through those, and I'm just hoping that there's a light at the end of the tunnel. I don't know. We shall see. Summer. This is the last summer before my 5-year-old starts kindergarten. And so he's getting ready to like graduate from preschool, and I had his parent-teacher conference the other day, and like he's struggling when it comes to like retaining his knowledge of letters and numbers. Like he's not really like recognizing very many of them. He's really good at writing and he's really good at his cutting skills, and his teacher said that he never gets in trouble. He always obeys. He's like very, very good socially, but he's having a little bit of issues in terms of like actually like retaining like letter knowledge, which is what it is. I knew that we've been trying to work with him, and it's just going to be at his own pace, and that's perfectly fine. Like I'm not super stressed about that. But one thing that I did start thinking about and kind of worrying about, honestly, if I'm being truthful, is the fact that his speech is not very clear. And I brought it up to my husband, and my husband's like, oh, he's fine. But like the more I think about it, like I'm like, no, I think like he might need a little bit of intervention. So I asked his teacher today, and she did agree with me that she can't always fully understand like what he's saying. She said if she's like talking face to face with him, then she can understand what he's saying. But if he like speaks to her from across the room, that she does have trouble with that. So she's like, I mean, it can't hurt to be evaluated. So I went ahead and I called the school that he's going to be attending in the fall, and I asked like kind of like how we go about with those evaluations. And the speech therapist was like so friendly and so helpful and so assuring, because I mean there was a little bit of mom guilt there that I didn't like use the resources that we have, like First Steps or something like that, like while he was younger. And she was like, oh my goodness, like don't feel guilty. She was like, there's no judgment here. She was like, it's perfectly fine, and we will get him where he needs to be. So she sent me a paper kind of explaining like the whole evaluation process and all that jazz, and I emailed her a video of him speaking because she wanted me to kind of like pinpoint certain sounds that he's having trouble with. And honestly, I couldn't really like figure out exactly what sounds that he was having trouble with. I just told her that he just blurs a lot of his words together. So I sent her a video, and she's going to listen to that video and then basically send me a resource to use over the summer, pinpointing like the certain sounds that he really needs help with. And then she said that the way it works is once he starts school in the fall, she'll send me an email for me to like sign a release for him to be evaluated essentially. And she'll do like an evaluation, and then if that evaluation determines that he needs to be evaluated further, then he'll go into like a more in-depth evaluation at that point. And then if he does need speech therapy, then an IEP will be drawn up for him to have like speech services like during his school day. And I, as guilty as I feel that I didn't really like utilize this earlier to try to like help him earlier, I'm really, really happy that those resources are available. And they're free. I mean, they're through the public school system. And I'm really thankful that that is there, because like sometimes as a mom, like, I don't know, you don't really have time to like figure all of that out on your own, or it's a little bit overwhelming, or I don't even know like where to start with that. So I'm glad that there are people who are trained in that can help my child. I mean, like speech therapy cannot hurt. So I'm really intrigued to see what they say about him in the fall, and just to see him like grow in that area. And then with that being said, Davis, my 3-year-old, I don't even know what this is too. Anyways, Davis, my 3-year-old, just turned 3, obviously, since I'm saying my 3-year-old. Anyways, he just turned 3 like 2 weeks ago. And really, he's kind of following in line with like his brothers in the sense that he didn't really start talking until like right before he turned 3. So like that late 2.5 mark. And with my oldest, we did do speech therapy through First Steps. And they actually came to my home and did therapy. I can't even talk as I'm talking about speech therapy. Anyways, they came to my home and they did speech therapy with Caleb, like at our house, and it was super convenient. And then for some reason, I just never utilized that resource after that. Like, I don't know if it was just like a multiple mom mentality where I was like, oh, they're fine, it's fine, they'll outgrow it, or why I didn't really utilize that. But I didn't with Paxton. And then even with Davis, he's too old for First Steps at this point. So I went ahead and called about him as well, and they said that they do an evaluation in early August that will like see how he is at that point, since he's only been talking for just a very short period of time, and then find out if his like speech is like on the normal range or if he does need further assistance. And then if he needs further assistance, they can either do speech therapy at my house, or we can have him enrolled just in like the public school system for preschool if he qualifies for it. So all that to say, I'm exploring those options, and like it may end up that they're fine and I'm just overthinking it, but at this point I don't see how it could harm anything. Like, I feel like it could do nothing but help them, and there's no reason not to at least have them evaluated. And also that'll take the mom guilt off my shoulders, where I'm like, I should have done this earlier or whatever. So that's happening. And then right now I will say that we're also in this like teeter-totter between like just kind of like balancing everything, I guess. Like, I joined a mommy Facebook group for YouTube creators, and on there, like, I was kind of like throwing out some ideas for future videos and getting people's like input on that. And I asked if anyone would be interested in like a Q&A for like a mom of a large family, and if so, could they like tell me the questions that they would want me to answer. And there were tons of questions, but one of the main questions though was like, how do you balance it? Like, how do you balance everything, like in terms of like extracurriculars, in terms of like cost per child, like, you know, just normal, like basically like, how do y'all have enough money to do that, you know? So I will say that with 5 kids, you have to really just kind of put a lot of thought into what they're going to be allowed to do and what. Okay, sorry, my husband called and I think I just lost track of what I was saying. I think that I was talking about balancing it all with multiple children. So this could be an entire video in and of itself, but the thing I'm going to touch on right now is that my kids can't do it all. They just can't, and that's the reality of it. And honestly, like, I feel like that is better. So they each get to pick one extracurricular per semester. So really that's only like my older 2 right now. Paxton has played soccer before, but he's not like super into extracurriculars yet. But my oldest loves basketball, and now he's starting to get into that age where he wants to like do like the more involved leagues and things like that. So that requires more of a time commitment, more money, that kind of stuff. So it's like he wants to do that. And then this summer he wanted to do his basketball camp with some friends, and we just basically told him, it's like, if you want to play this basketball league that goes through the summer, then we can't do your basketball camp as well, because that's just too much of a time commitment, that's too much money. And he's really understanding of that, like, he gets it. And then the same with my daughter. She is in gymnastics right now, and the place that she does her gymnastics class also has competitive cheer. And this past week the cheerleaders were like trying out for this next year, and so she got to kind of like sit and watch their routines and stuff, and her teacher was like, oh, you would be a great flyer, like you should ask your mom if you could try out. Which one, like, I didn't really appreciate that, because I would rather like the teacher come to me before she like puts something in my child's mind, because I didn't even know, like, I didn't know anything about it. And then she McKinley comes running out and she's like, Mom, my teacher wants me to be on the competitive cheer team. Like, can I do it? Can I? Please, please, please. And I'm like, hang on. Mommy needs to figure out like what that even means. Like, what would I be signing up for? Like, how much does it cost? All those things. So I went into the office and I asked for more information about that. And essentially the answer is no, at least not right now. And that kind of sucked to say that to her. It's like, not right now. Like, I can't, like, tryouts are like within the next couple of weeks, and the financial commitment to that is really big. And then there's travel involved in that, which makes the financial commitment even larger. And then the time commitment, and it's just like, it's too much for like this season. So we told her we would rather her just continue doing tumbling and gymnastics and like getting better at those skills, because that's only going to help her next year if and when, if she even wants to still do it next year. We told her she could try out next spring. So, I mean, some people, like, they think that that's enough of a reason to, like, not have a large family or to not have any more children. And I agree and disagree. Like, I think that, actually, I don't really agree. I get where their heart's coming from, because they want, obviously, as parents, you want to give your children everything that you can give them. You want them to be able to experience things. You want them to be able to, like, I don't know, enjoy their childhood in a way that, like, they want to. And I always wasn't involved in a lot of extracurriculars. I just was. But at the same time, like, that's not real life. Like, in the real world, they're not going to be able to do everything that they want to do at all times. And so I feel like with having a large family, they kind of just like organically learn not to be entitled, if that makes sense. Like, yes, you can do one of these things that you want to do. But here's the rules and here's why. Like, we have a lot of family members. We have a lot of kids who are going to want to do a lot of things. We still want to travel as a family. We still want to enjoy you all. We still want to have family time. Like, we don't want commitments that are going to take away our entire weekend to where we can't just spend time as a family. And it's not fair for like their younger siblings to have to go sit through like a 8-hour cheerleading competition right now. So I feel like, I don't know if I've really answered the question, but in terms of like, do I feel guilty that my kids can't do everything that they want? No. I think even if I just had 2 children, I would probably raise them the exact same way, because like family time is really important to me. Them understanding the importance of family and like the blessing that it is really important to me. I had a harder upbringing as a child in terms of like, my mom wasn't really a present source in my life, and my grandma and my dad raised me, and we just, I mean, it was just a more difficult upbringing than what my kids are experiencing. I wasn't raised in the same house as any of my siblings, so I never really knew what it was like to like grow up with like your siblings like in your home. And I've always wanted to grow up and be a mom and have a normal family. And I'm living that dream right now. And my kids are loved and they are blessed, and they get to do more things than like 90% of their peers. I feel like I let them experience a lot. And so I don't feel guilty when I have to say like, you can do this, but within reason, or you can't do this because of this. So you just kind of learn to balance it as you go. I always say that like God doesn't hand you 5 children at one time, and you kind of just like learn as you go how to like do your schedule, how to do your like time management, how to figure out how to do like extracurriculars, all that stuff. And we don't have 5 in extracurriculars yet, so I don't know what my rules on that are going to be when all 5 of them are interested in something, and when all 5 of them have a game on a Saturday. So we'll just have to wait and see. But as of right now, in this moment, that's the way we're kind of like jiving with extracurriculars and all that stuff. But I don't know if y'all can really even see what I'm doing. So I'm gonna do it one more time. Okay, so I was able to minimize this basket to just a few baby toys, a couple Etch-a-Sketches, and then the Paw Patrol toys that Davis plays with like on an everyday basis, because those will just get pulled back up here anyways. But it's much better, it's not overflowing. So that is a check. So I hope that you all enjoyed this video. I know that it's a little bit different than most of my Clean With Me's, but like I said, I am going to kind of do like a Clean With Me marathon throughout the next month. So most of my videos that I post will be Clean With Me's. So be sure to check those out if those are the types of videos that you enjoy on my channel. But I really appreciate you all just kind of like sticking through this video, learning a little bit more about me, my family, what we're going through right now, and just supporting my channel in general. I do have a few fun ideas of some videos that I really want to post within the next few months. I know I've been saying that I'm going to film a house tour, and that is still on the agenda, and that might be posted within this next month. Basically, I'm just waiting for a day when I have the entire house clean and where the kids are like out of the house or contained to where I can actually film it. So I don't know, maybe I'm putting too much pressure on myself, and maybe like the whole house doesn't have to be clean, but I don't know, I just kind of want to present it in the best way that I can. So that's definitely on the horizon of a video that's coming. But like I said, just thank you all so much for supporting my channel. I have loved this YouTube journey, and if you do like my content, please be sure to subscribe. That way you know when I post, and give me a thumbs up. So thank you all for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.